Did I shed a tear or two today? Maybe.
Oh my god!
Hi, I'm LadyJenevia, and on my channel I like to talk about entertainment media. It's a new day, another new shirt from the motherland, and today we have the biggest news we could have ever received.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Because it has been officially announced that Yerin Ha will be portraying Sophie Beckett, Benedict Bridgerton's endgame love interest, the female lead for Bridgerton Season 4. I did shed a couple of tears when I saw the news. I was having a bad day, you know, the stress of trying to exist under late-stage capitalism. I was stressing about trying to hurry up and finish my Alien Romulus review so I could film that, and then I saw the name Sophie Beckett trending on Twitter, and it was random good fortune that I managed to see this when I did, because I don't like to spend a lot of time on that site anymore, if I can help it.
Ugh.
If you've seen my years of Bridgerton coverage on my channel, you are probably already aware of the fact that I've been very critical of the way that the show has approached its world building as it pertains to the ethnic diversity. You can watch my Blasian Solidarity video essay if you want more of an explanation of that. You will also know that I have made flippant comments here and there about how East Asians have only existed on this show as little more than set dressing up until this point. I've grown up watching love stories, be they set in Regency or not, and season 2 was what really brought me back to the romance genre in a big way, and that felt very fitting because it was a love story played phenomenally well by its two leads, one of whom was also an Asian woman, Simone Ashley. Regular viewers will also know that Benedict Bridgerton, as he appeared in seasons 1 and 2, is my favorite Bridgerton, so even though I had seen some speculations or fan wishes that his love interest would be played by an Asian actress, I kind of backed away from that because I wanted to be fair. If it had been a black actress or an indigenous actress, that would have still been a win to me because there are so many romance fans from underrepresented groups that are just as deserving of feeling like a star and like the belle of the ball. Too many for me to list them all out in this video. Now, whenever we finally get to see the finished result, I'm not going to stop being critical and analytical just because Sophie Beckett is now officially Asian. But I'm going to give a full disclaimer here that any crumbs of purely romantic moments, the moments that just serve vibes. Think about Kate and Anthony's season where anytime they were just staring at each other and serving chemistry and it was magic. If we get anything like that for Benedict and Sophie, yes, I'm going to devour it. I'm going to celebrate those moments. I'm going to treat them as if they are exquisite Baz Luhrmann art.
Bit of foreplay, you know, twinkle in the eye. The deed, you know, pregnancy.
Art that belongs in a museum in Korea, because we know the British museums have enough art that doesn't belong to them already. I was scrolling through Yerin's prior credits and there was nothing in there that I personally have watched before. When I saw she was in the Halo series, I went, oh no. If I watch that, how am I going to get through it? Because I don't know a single thing about video games. The only thing I know about video games is that I had the controversial opinion of really liking the film Warcraft. I made a video essay about that many years ago, and that video flopped.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I will clean this up. I am not a litterer.
I haven't read Benedict's book yet. I was waiting to get a casting announcement because I was hoping that I would be able to have the image of whomever would be playing Sophie in my mind while I visualized the story. I will share my thoughts about that book after I've read it, but until then, please refrain a bit longer from sharing spoilers. You don't have to wait as long now, since that video will be next up after I finish my current Bridgerton video essay project. I've already posted a sneak peek of that over on my Patreon. But I am vaguely aware that Sophie is supposed to come from some sort of working class background, the specifics of which will be revealed to me once I read that book. But knowing that there's some sort of working class, lower class element to Sophie's position within the world of Bridgerton, it actually makes me so much more happy that she's being played by an East Asian actress. I don't want to go on too long of a historical tangent about this because I still have to do my Alien Romulus review after this and another Patreon exclusive video project for the month of September. But to try to make a long story short, there is a concept known as the model minority. It is a tool of white supremacy that exists purely to pit people of color against one another so that the focus stays more on infighting instead of collaborating to dismantle the imperialist status quo that holds anyone and everyone captive. The model minority suggests that Asians, and when this theory states that they're more or less always referring to East Asians because the people who made this concept up, they don't understand geography.
This is a white.
This theory suggests that Asians are intelligent, well-off, basically affluent people with high-paying jobs in the fields of mathematics and science. This is a lie. On occupied Turtle Island, there are many Asians who live in poverty. And even though some people want to act like the circumstances of 2020 are a thing of the past, the scars of living through that have not healed for a lot of people. There was a lot of xenophobic propaganda and fear-mongering being spread, and this resulted in violent attacks against visibly East Asian people. I had a lot of anxiety about going outside. Among the numerous incidents in 2021, there were some attacks on Asian spas in Atlanta, and those Asians who were affected were largely or predominantly members of the working class. I myself have never gone back to how I was before all of this happened, and I know that I never will. I will never return to the level of feeling as safe or as trusting as I was before all of this happened. Not that I wasn't already wary in a general sense as a visibly Asian woman, but I am permanently altered by everything that took place during these years. For as much as I criticize the most performative side of the sloganization of representation matters, and I do stand by those criticisms, at the same time, the unfortunate reality is that there are many people whose only window of humanity towards East Asians or even other marginalized identity groups comes from their entertainment media. I would love to get some good, fun, steamy, frothy, feel-good romantic fiction with an Asian woman as one of the lead characters, but on a much grander scale, I deeply hope that this season can plant some seeds in people who watch it, who need to expand their empathy towards East Asians. I was already cautiously optimistic about seeing Benedict finally get to be the lead because of how many issues I had with the writing for season 3, but this casting news feels so much more seismic than I could have anticipated. I knew that there were some speculations that Sophie would be East Asian, so it wasn't a novel idea, but I don't know, an idea in theory just did not hit me the way the actual reality did. For those of you who voted in my community tab poll thinking that Benedict was my next big Bridgerton video project, there were a lot of you that chose that option, and you were wrong, but I am so much more energized to now read his book.
The Queen is coming.
While we are speaking about Asians, though, I will remind everyone that Palestine is part of Asia, and as always, there are donation links to support them in my video description box. Right now, my general hopes for season 4, without being overly specific, I wrote down 8 points when I threw these thoughts together in a hurry, and this is where I'm currently at without having read the book. Number 1, throw away the unnecessary subplots. It's a Benedict Sophie season, and they should be the stars of the narrative. Number 2, hire Asian writers. Yes, plural, Asian writers for the season. Number 3, do not make her the only Asian lead of the season. Give other Asians a complete story. The disparity between what was given to the Sharma family and the white families on Bridgerton season 2, when Kate Sharma was the female lead, jail. All of you to jail.
Oh my God. I feel sick.
Number 4, fix the ugly costuming and styling switch up that you did for season 3. Season 1 and 2 was mostly fine, just stick with that. Ladies of the Ton should only have updos when out in public, no red lipstick and no mesh gloves, no bold eyeshadow. This is Netflix's Bridgerton, not the LadyJenevia YouTube channel where the more eyeshadow, the better.
Ferre, Armani, and Versace.
Also, Asians should be hired to work in the makeup and hair and costuming departments, especially when it comes to making the Asian women of this season look fantastic on camera. I did a one-on-one interview with Karen Fukuhara somewhat recently on my channel, which was such a milestone moment, and I heard her say while I was doing my preparatory research that she hires Asians when she needs to get glammed up for industry things because they understand beauty that's specific to her as an Asian woman. Number 5, give Sophie a wedding. The one and only Asian lead, the only woman of color lead on this show thus far, did not get her wedding. And the Desi girls still haven't forgiven you for that. And honestly, you brought that backlash on yourself. Do you not know basic arithmetic? Do you know what the population of South Asia is?
By the way, in case you're an idiot and need it spelled out for you.
Number 6, give Benedict and Sophie a bunch of time to just talk to each other. I want to watch them just vibing and talking and hanging out.
Among other things.
Number 7, weekly release. Dropping an entire season all at once is bad. Half and half was garbage. Give us a weekly release. I need the world to be drip-fed Benedict and Asian Sophie Beckett. Number 8, big press tour. Huge. You are still being criticized for how little you gave Jonathan Bailey and Simone Ashley as a main couple for their press tour. And now we've seen how much of a media circus you are capable of putting together for your leads, because you threw the entire Cirque du Soleil at Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton. So if Yerin Ha and Luke Thompson don't have an equally grandiose press tour as your only white couple, the entire wrath of Asia is coming for you. Not just East Asia. I'm calling on the entire continent. Have you ever seen Mongolian archery? What was that one tweet I saw on Twitter about Mongolian archery where someone said something like, "This is how Genghis Khan was." That energy right there. Exactly. TLDR, welcome to the Black Parade, Yerin Ha. You're about to be immortalized in romantic fiction. Now is the time for you to stop looking at your social media comments. There are plenty of welcoming people, I'm sure, but for your own mental health, you've secured the job. You no longer need to scroll. Actually, I have a bonus request. If Yerin did a chemistry audition with Luke Newton, please tell us if you filmed it, and if you did, release the tape. You can wait till after the season release, but I am going to need you to release the tape.